Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to My Way of Life. And today it's the second ever episode of Content Wheel. I know the first episode came out like a week ago, but a lot of things happened between then, and I'm back. And let's see what we're talking about. What we're gonna talk about today. Spin the wheel, and we got. Ooh, almost got the question mark, but fun, lighthearted question: How to make friends? Okay, it's an interesting topic, actually, when you think about it. Because, making friends, it's a weird thing if you're not used to it. Because, when I was a kid, so I really didn't have to make friends, I guess. I talked about this in the last video, but I was just very close with my family and my cousins and all that stuff. So I never, had to really get out of my way to make friends because I was just kind of born with friends, you can call it. But I had to learn how to make friends here. That was just a horrific mess and a half. But I found out that the best way to make connections or just make relationships with people in general is to put yourself out there. And that gets said a lot. A lot of people are, oh, you got to put yourself out there, talk to more people. But what does it actually look like? One thing I've realized is people are more willing to trust you and talk to you more if you trust them first. And how would you demonstrate this? Well, what I would do is talk about something that I'm comfortable with, like a secret or something about myself that seems embarrassing or a little bit personal that you're comfortable with sharing. And even if it like gets out of he tells someone else or he or she tells someone else, it's not gonna hurt you that much, but also it seems pretty personal. And it's just gonna be something that you're comfortable with. For me, I always joked about like how I was fat. That was like a big thing that I would make jokes about, and how I talk about my experiences being like overweight and all that stuff. Because from an outside perspective, it's actually it looks kind of sensitive, right? Because like fat shaming, and that's like a whole thing on its own. How you struggle with fat, and people called you fat and all that stuff. Like not you, me. How people called me fat, and how people made fun of me and all that stuff. People used to call me like pig, bear. There's a lot of chubby animals actually. Interesting. But besides the point. And then when you share something like that, people are more willing to share something about themselves, and then you start making connections, and deep relationships, and like friends. Your friend, like when you to make friends that you're gonna be like friends with and be together with them for like years on years, you gotta think on the same wavelength. And I have friends that I'm just like acquaintances. Like I know I talk to them here now and then about like not too personal stuff because like we're friends. We talk to each other. We're like classmates. We're schoolmates. Whatever. But we don't talk about anything too deep or too crazy because our beliefs or how we see life are not similar enough that we don't match when it gets to that deeper level. And a superficial or like a base level, we can be friends because we're both, we play the same game together or we have watched the same show or stuff like that. But to make those really deep hitting like friends, like those best friends you call them, I guess. Like I have like my main 5 friends that I'm like super close with. You gotta like have similar values in life, and you gotta have similar like perspectives on life, or you come from the same background, or just anything that like to the core of your being, you gotta be at least similar, not the same, because that can never be the thing. Because no one in this world is exactly similar as someone else, but you can be very close or just close enough. So like more of my friends want to do well in school. They want to be successful and all this stuff, and we all have a similar vision on how we do this. And this vision of ourselves, we all develop at the same time. So all 5 of our friends are developing at the same rate because we're all struggling with the same issues, same problems. And so as we keep going, we're always deepening our bonds together, and so we're going to be getting stronger and stronger, and basically just being more closer friends. And I think that's one of the greatest things because um, then you get to a point where you're able to do a lot of great things. Because I've realized that without like by yourself, you can only do so much. Like at some point, you max out, and your brain runs out of space or something. Like you just are you just get maxed out at your maximum ability. You're doing everything you can every single day, but it's just not enough because as you can see it, teamwork makes the dream work. That's the whole thing. It sounds cringy, it is what it is, but it's true. You need other people in your life that you can depend on and trust on. And when you're able to put this trust on someone else, it feels amazing. Like when you're working on a school project, like the starting few years of school, I always try to do everything myself. Okay, I can do this. I will stress out about it. I'll freak out, and then basically I'll make simple mistakes, and I would like fail miserably or just normally as you do. But when you have a friend that has the same ability as you and the same skill set, and they work just as hard as you, it's something crazy, man. That's like a different level of productivity because it doesn't like add; it's like multiplies. Like my productivity level just goes whoosh, because I would like do something and then he would look over it or she, and then we would like work on it, and then he would see something that I didn't see and I would see something he didn't see, and it's just like an add-on of unbelievable productivity and just creation, and it's super amazing. Okay, sorry, I got a little off topic, but to make friends, basically the gist of it is you wanna you wanna be able to put your trust out there, and I myself talk about people like some people feel like they don't have enough trust. Like they have their limit on the amount of people they can trust. It's like, oh, I'm putting because I think that comes from being scared of getting hurt. Because at some point someone's gonna hurt you. Because you're gonna trust so many people. One. Yeah, I trust you. I'm friends with you. And then you're gonna end up someone's gonna hurt you, betray you, backstab you, and all this bad stuff's gonna happen. So people are scared of that, so they keep it small, and people like keeping their circles small. And I do understand that because you trust someone, you trust like a good few people, and they would never actually hurt you because you know them and you stuff like that. But I find that really limiting because okay, I'm really close with my five best friends, but I still have a lot of other people that I trust and I'm really pretty close with, and I would tell them like a lot of stuff, my problems, and ask them for help and stuff. And because I feel like when you limit yourself to some people, you're limiting your reach and you're just not doing as much as you can be. You know what I mean? You're not learning as much because the thing with friends, like yes, friends are there to emotionally support you and be with you and have fun and just have great times with, but also you learn a lot from your friends. There's this one quote that I've literally seen work, and I truly do live by it, is that you are the average of the five most people you hang out with. And it's one of the billionaires who said it. And I found it to be like really crazy. And it actually works. So because the people that I'm hanging out with always have similar drive and success and always want to do well in school, I get more encouraged to do well in school. And similar to that, when you are surrounded by great people, you become greater yourself because that's just how the human body works. You're adapting to your environment. You're seeing what other people are doing, and just genetically you're just getting better. And I always want to test the theory of like if you put, let's say if I put myself, and I hang around like billionaires for like give me like 3 months, I just hang around with them, follow them everywhere, do what they doing, and all this stuff. And I want to see if I'm able to at least even get close on their level. Because even if I do like maybe like 10% up there, I'm still like around a millionaire, 10 millionaire, and that's huge. You know what I mean? So I want to actually see how that works because I've seen it work. Like the whole adapting to your environment and you changing to someone else because everyone else around you is like that. It's just like I think it's just a normal human trait. And the fact that if you're able to have a wider circle, you have a higher chance of meeting great people or newer people. There are people that I'm like friends with or I was really close with that they were just unbelievable. Like it's so because like so I'm really close with my five friends, and I don't understand them 100% because I don't know what their life is like, but I kind of a good idea what kind of person they are, and I can understand why they do the things they do. But then I would just like meet someone that is just completely wild, like just completely different and completely like out of the blue, and you're just like, wow, like someone like this actually exists. And it could be really bad, you know, they could just be like a super bad person. And you're just like, how are you this much of a horrible person? Or like someone who's just like unbelievably kind, like stupidly kind. Like you don't understand, like how do you process like that? And when you meet new people like that, your um your mental horizon widens because now you're seeing more people and you're meeting more people. Your perspective's getting more wider. Basically, you're seeing the world from a less of a tunnel vision view, and you're more widening and seeing other things and other perspectives. And that's what really makes you develop as a person. I feel like because when you're stuck in your own vision and you're just like completely stuck on your own perspective and you're really stubborn on it, it can get a little bit of out of balance and it can end up hurting some people or end up hurting you. But that's why I believe that if I'm meeting and talking to and making friends with a lot of different people, I'm able to grow personally myself because I'm seeing into their lives and trying to learn something from from their life basically. And I think that is like the number one thing, like on making a lot of friends, or if you want to call connections. I like to call them friends. It makes it more friendly, but you can call them connections as well. And on the business side, this is huge. Like not these days, but like it's always been huge. Making connections and having people you can talk to, and having people that you can do certain things, and being able to connect with them instantly. It's so big in the like in business. Like if you know someone who's very artistic and you trying to get a logo, I have like a friend who's super artistic, and I can be like, oh hey, can you make me a logo? Or if someone's like really good at music, I'm like, oh, can you make this soundtrack for me? And I have friends like this that I actually, ask them for help and stuff like that. So basically, to top it all off, how to make friends? Um, you gotta trust, man. That's just like the main thing. You gotta trust. You gotta look for the best in people at first, and you know, if you believe they want to be friends with them, try talking to them. And if they don't want to be friends with you, that's their fault. Because you gotta understand, relationship is a two-side thing, and it took me like a good. Actually, I still haven't fully understood that yet. But it is a two-way thing, and it is a two-way thing, and you have to truly get in your head that if someone else do not wish to be friends with you, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, nothing you can do to make them be friends with you. If they don't want it, no matter what you do will not influence the decision. And I've learned that the hard way, but that's a different story for a different time. But but the only thing you can do is do everything you can. And if that doesn't work, nothing else will. Like you put out your trust, you give them your trust, and you try to approach them, and you try to talk to them. And if they don't want to talk to you, I don't like it. There's someone else who will. And I will tell you this now. Don't like, oh, that person didn't want to talk to me. Of course, why would that other person will? Those two different people are completely different people. They have completely different lives, different views on life. So if that person doesn't want to talk to you, it's very likely that the other person might. And you just keep going. And yeah, that's how I at least do it. And there's probably other ways, as this is completely based on my way of life. Haha, roll credits. But yeah, it's completely based on how I made friends. I would just basically try and talk to them, try find something that I'm, find something that you two have in common, and then go off that. And then if you want to make that deeper connection, you gotta add that trust. And you gotta give them something that about yourself that they might want to know, that seems interesting, and also a little bit of personal. It depends on how trusting you can be. At this point, like I tell people some wild stuff, and like just when the first time I meet them, and people, yeah, sometimes they're like, oh, whoa, that was too much, that's too much personal. But sometimes they're just like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then if actually they understand and they don't find it weird, it's very likely they're gonna tell you something else that's like super personal, and then now you have this bond. You gave them your trust, they give you your trust, boom, basically you're friends. And yeah. So there you have it, guys. Today was the episode 2 of content wheel, we'll call it for now. And hey guys, I know most of you are watching from Facebook because that's where most of my followers are, but it would be a huge help and just an amazing thing if you guys could go, all of you guys can go just down to the YouTube channel link down there and subscribe. It's not gonna cost you much. It's actually gonna cost you $0, and it's gonna cost you like 5 seconds max. Press the link and press subscribe. That's it. So, and thank you guys. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.